Yay. So thank you for coming. Um, this is an opportunity. We might even just go around and introduce ourselves a little bit, if you don't mind. And what I'd love to know first is what you're hoping to get out of the session today. So, but maybe Linda and Donna, you can start by introducing yourselves. Linda?
Sure. My name's Linda Whitaker. Hi, Donna and Ryan. Haven't seen you in a while. We have to go for a drink before Christmas. Um, uh, so I am, I've worked for many years as a manager, finance, mostly in nonprofit organizations, different types, membership-based, libraries, museums, that sort of thing. And I was really interested in the course, participating in the course, because although I'm a really good grant writer, I'm not actually very good at building the relationships around donors, major gifts, all that sort of thing. And since most organizations were finding that people say, oh, you're the finance person, it's like, yeah, well, I'm the finance person, but it really helps to have revenue in order to do finances. So that was my motivator.
That's great. And just to clarify, Linda has been operating as an interim executive director, and she also does a lot of work with us, with Key Canada. And so it's been really great to have her participate in the program, and she can give a perspective both from from what she's seeing as a consultant, but also from being an executive director of a charity for the last I don't know, 6 months. Okay. Thanks, Linda. Donna?
My name's Donna Livingstone. I'm the head of the White Museum of the Canadian Rockies in Banff. I've been here just over 4.5 years. Um, uh, we're looking at a major capital campaign, so I need help with that. So I turned to Kathy right away. But beyond that, we've had some administrative changes. So our grants person has left. We don't have a fundraising department. Well, I'm the fundraising department, and our CFO just recently left. So it's kind of like picking up all of these pieces. But having this program has been really useful just to kind of keep us on track and make sure that's going on. And it's been really useful having the connections we make with other CEOs and people who are in the same situation. So really appreciate Kathy's overview and kind of calming influence on what we've been doing. But it's a challenging time, as I'm finding out, for not just us, but for everyone right now.
Yeah, for sure. Steve, do you want to weigh in?
No.
No, there you go.
Yes, sorry. I apologize. I had to let the cat out. My name's Steve Wallard. I work alongside the Canmore Young Adult Network. Currently, I'm the Outreach and Development Director. So I'm kind of here on behalf of our Executive Director, Nicole who's suddenly has another job along with being our ED. So I'm kind of here on her behalf, and I'm hoping that I can pick up some tips and some advice from so many of you with so much information, and really help to put a case forward to have Nicole or perhaps myself or both of us work towards this program. Cyan is a grassroots organization that was founded 5 years ago by the Ralph Connor Memorial United Church. It was set up as a way to show young people in the Bow Valley that there are many others like them who live below the poverty line and who want to be able to access the wonderful resources that we have in town. So we offer often heavily subsidized programming, we offer free programming, we offer mental health. So we kind of have three pillars working around mental, physical, and community health. So we do regular events like our yoga events, which happen each week. We do monthly events like our mental health programming. And then we offer right now bi-monthly food events like our pasta night that's been running for many years. So very much like many other community organizations that I luckily get the chance to interact with, the audience that we work with are not necessarily the audience who would have the funds that would help us succeed. So 2024, in 2023, I've written $320,000 of grant applications so far this year. But our success is still not 100% guaranteed for next year to the breadth of the programs that we'd like to offer. And right now we don't have a fundraiser. We've never really ran a fundraiser. And we'd like to find a place where we could find sustainability in our programs, but still make them free or very low cost. So I hope that's a kind of an overview of where we're at. And yeah, really excited about chatting with you guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. Okay, Donna Ryan.
Where to begin? Okay, Donna and Ryan, most of you know us. Hello. Donna, you work with Don Saunders Dahl, who we're also working with. We're here as Canmore Community Land Trust. So we're a new NFP. I think I've decided I'm not going to say not for profit anymore because it like manifests the wrong thing. So we're new to the NFP world. We both come with business backgrounds. So this is a new world for us. We have real estate backgrounds, extensive business backgrounds, and we're kind of taking all of this experience and our lived experience from the Valley and beyond to launch this community land trust, which is our way of addressing a lot of affordability and real estate issues in the Valley. Yeah, we're here. Like I said, the NFP world is new to us, so here to see what we don't know, I guess.
Yeah. We're just here to represent the board. 2 of us out of 4 of us on the board right now. Don is the chair. I'm the unofficial vice chair, I think. But anyways, yeah, I think it's a good synopsis.
That's great. Well, thanks for coming. And yeah, I agree with you about the not-for-profit. It's what you're not. I'm a fan of social purpose or social profit, kind of as
and real estate needs a lot of funding. Like we're not talking about low level purchases here. So yeah, there's a lot to tap into. So I'm really excited.
There is, and appreciate you coming. And it's so I thought I'd just give a really brief overview reminder of the program, and then I think it would be great to hear some of the questions you have. Stephen and Donna, I'm assuming you've kind of read through the materials around what this program is, but we set it up this way for a few reasons. We did not set it up to be eligible for the Canada Jobs grants. That just happened by accident. And worked out really well because that is a significant offset of the cost of the program. So when Key Canada developed the program, one of the things that I did first was take a similar course. I took a course on how to develop a course. And it was really, really helpful to understand. And I really was able to go through a similar program and understand what I liked and didn't like and what worked and what didn't work. And that helped with designing the pacing of the program. So there's a 1 class a week. We understand that you can't always make the live class, so we record it and we put it up on the platform. There's an opportunity for discussion, but really it's designed to be a 6-month program. You have assignments or homework in between. And then when the homework is submitted, I review it, provide feedback and comments to help through the process. It is designed to be an educational, professional development opportunity to help you understand and develop a fund development plan and program. So you're not going to come in on day 1 and we're going to tell you how to go ask for money, because we know that fund development, fundraising, and generating revenue that way is a long-term relationship building program and process. So really a big part of that is we've been, I've been consulting for 10 years. I've been in the sector for, I used to say over 20. Now I'm like closing in on 30, because I started when I was 10, just saying. And really, it's about understanding the process and the program and the key elements of a fund development program and process, and then getting the tools to implement them. So we have developed over time a number of tools and strategies that we use to develop fund development program. And we help you to clarify your goals, to hone your elevator pitch, to think about planning and preparing for significant asks. And Steve, you mentioned you've written a lot of grants, so you're very familiar with that. And I think that that's incredible, the work you've done. So we'll just help you think about things from a strategic perspective that may help you, maybe with your return on investment. We know that grant success is struggling right now. Almost everybody is seeing a decline in their success rate, including us for clients. We like to think we're pretty good at grant writing, actually, and we're seeing the dollar values go down in terms of some people who are used to giving bigger amounts. We're hearing from funders that the demand for support is just ballooning. We know that demand for services is ballooning and that donations are not keeping up. So this is going to give you a roadmap to build a sustainable revenue platform and tools and confidence to do it. So that's kind of the approach. The interesting thing that happened with the first cohort that started, including Linda and Donna, was everybody ended up being from the Bow Valley. So that was actually, I was a little worried, honestly, that people would feel that it's, we're all in the same sandbox. Maybe that's not great. But in fact, I think everybody's been really enjoying having a cohort from the Bow Valley. I do not expect the next one to be limited to the Bow Valley. I'm getting interest from across the country. So I expect it to be still small, intimate group where you get to build relationships, hear stories from other people, and get to learn. But I am expecting a few people from the Bow Valley as well, which is really great. So that's kind of a brief overview, but I'm really would love to hear from you if you have any specific questions related to the course, to the program. Yeah, Steve.
Just a note on the timing of it. Just behind you in your backdrop, you have September 5th until February 27th. I'm just wondering when the next intake dates will be, please. Yes,
apologize. I did not update those dates. So the next cohort starts January 23rd. If you register by December, what did I say? December 15th. Then part of the early bird promotion is a $500 consulting credit that is part of registering. So the process is that you submit an application, we review it just to make sure it's the right fit with the cohort and that it all makes sense. And then you're accepted into the program. I know you both would be accepted. I know you both. And then we start January 23rd with the first session. So the dates that you see up here are from the one that Donna and Linda are in. And so there is a slight overlap in timing, but that's okay. The meeting times are a little bit offset.
Could you maybe speak to with the Bow Valley cohort and it, not worrying about playing in the same sandbox, which is great. That's how I like to look at things too. But maybe what some of the key differences were that you saw, why it wasn't an issue, or do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Linda and Donna, do either of you want to take that question?
I can talk to that. It's one of the strengths of the program for me anyhow, is having a cohort in the Valley who understand the same problems. And it also offered new opportunities because Corinne from Alpine Club of Canada. We're actually working together on a grant application to the POW Foundation, because we're both doing the same work and we want to get that done. And it's just, it made sense. It made us think more sharply about the services we provide to the same audience, and maybe we can double up. So, and that seems to be working very well so far. It was also kind of a comfort just to know that there's somebody down the road you can go and have coffee with and go, I'm going nuts, what do I do? You know, so that was, I think that was really important. I found that with Linda too. Thank you for taking my calls.
Actually, I would say I leaned on Donna more than she leaned on me, but actually, you know, it is interesting because, you know, for example, Donna and I are, you know, there's Camera Museum, there's White Museum, right? But, you know, there's nobody that's actually exactly the same. So even if we are both reaching out to the same organization, you're kind of coming at it from different perspectives. And I sort of look at it as, you know, it's really up to the funder, the grantor, or the donor. They're going to have their own decisions, and I'm going to put my best foot forward and my best story and that sort of thing. But
like
if
real
it's not kind of, yeah, exactly. You know, it's like you can't make them do what you want by excluding somebody else. I mean, they're gonna know, first of all. And you know, it's not, you know, if you want to feel good about what you're doing, you just have to sort of go with your own strengths. But like Donna was saying, I think it really was really helpful to know that both the day-to-dayness of running the organization was, you know, really helpful. But with respect to the revenue generating, I think the strength that I got from it, especially here, like the people from the Bow Valley, was, you know, it's peculiar, right? Like if I was back in Ontario, where I'm from, you know, it would be different. There's more, there's like the environment is different, like just understanding what the nuances are and hearing other people's feedback from other organizations kind of gives you that extra broadness even within the valley. So it's a roundabout way of saying it was fine.
Yeah. Well, just a quick follow-up to that. Like, did you have any hesitations going into it? Like, did you think that maybe there was, like, not you, Kathy, I know you said you were worried, but as far as the participants, any, like, you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to talk about this, we're competitors or whatever, but then you got together and you're like, oh, we're just all in the same boat. Was it anything like that?
I think we spilled our guts pretty fast.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
With comfort, I think we trust each other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
okay.
I would say, Ryan, too, I mean, I was worried that people, I want to clarify, I was worried that people might be concerned. I
Right.
wasn't worried that it would be a
Okay.
that
Yeah.
it's a problem, because I'm a firm believer that, what do you say, a rising tide floats more boats or something like that, or because as we become more of a philanthropic community, and a culture of philanthropy means we're building skills in a community, and to me that just grows the pie. It doesn't mean that one person's taking something from somebody else.
I totally agree.
So the opportunity, I think, it's been wonderful for there's 4 people in the current program. This one I think will be a little bit bigger, and I think that there's a really neat and different opportunity to have some people from the valley and some people from across the country, because you're going to get this kind of a broader perspective too, right? So I think there's pros and cons of being all from the community or not. Both are good. They're just different. So I don't think we've done things like talk specific names, for example, of particular, if somebody's working with a specific donor or something, that doesn't tend to come up. But in fact, and I've heard this from these two, but also the other two, is the notion of having this group, you know, the platform that we run this on hasn't had to be used that much by this group, because, you know, everybody's gotten to know each other and they just kind of pick up the phone. But there is a discussion group part of the platform that we're using. Platform's called Circle. So there's an opportunity to then go in and ask questions or share information or ideas too. So you build this cohort that I think in the case of this current group will continue beyond the program. And that would be my expectation for the next one as well, is that you end up staying in touch beyond the course and having a network. You know, I hear every day from people all over the place. Just came back from doing workshops in Ontario, and it's can be really lonely in nonprofits and when you're in the leadership role. And so the notion of being able to develop kind of a network, that kind of support network, if you like, of cohorts who are facing similar challenges can be, it's one of the reasons we set this program up too, is so that you can develop kind of this network that you can bounce ideas off of and share information and stuff as you move forward as well. Yeah, Steve.
Great.
Can I ask if some of those resources that you said people get to use during the program, are those extended after the program at all? So you mentioned Circle. That's the platform you guys have, kind of like your own little social media platform. Is that something that they get access to following the program? I'm just wondering what other resources might be available once the program ends, that might still be available to us.
Yeah, so the plan, that's a great question. The plan is that when the program ends, there will be a period of time for everybody to download the PowerPoints and the Excel worksheets and so on that we've been working with along the way, so that they have copies of that. We do not enable the downloading of the video recordings because that's, we feel that allows a safer space for conversation here that isn't shared. And there's also, so within the Circle platform, there is a section that is dedicated and private to the people in your cohort of the, I'm just going to start calling it the RAP, Revenue Accelerator program. So within that, during the course, you have this kind of private chat opportunity, but there's a more public community forum as well on the platform. And we share, we're just, you know, it's in its infancy right now, but we're continuing to add articles and information and knowledge about upcoming webinars and pieces of information that can be helpful. And there is a discussion board on that as well. So that's kind of the ongoing piece.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
I also have another follow-up question, Kathy, about the work. So yes, grant writing, we're learning about this grant writing thing, and so far my opinion is it costs 10 grand to write a grant for 10 grand that you're not going to get. So I'm not a huge fan. But yes, we understand and we're learning. And Dawn Saunders-Dahl is an amazing grant writer, as Donna can attest to. It's so funny to have two Donnas on here, by the way.
Right.
It never happens.
What's your middle name? What's your middle name?
Louise.
Okay. I'm Donna May. I'm always checking.
Oh, I'm Linda May.
Oh,
Are
there
you?
go.
Oh, there we go. See?
Sorry, back to the question. So in terms of the homework and the practicality, is there actual help identifying different revenue streams? Is that part of it?
Okay, great question. So we as a company do consulting and help. We have research tools and we can help identify things. The course is not very focused on grant writing. Okay, it's more focused on diversifying your revenue options, developing a plan, and it's more focused on major gift solicitation and strategy, I would say. Okay. So we at first talk about kind of the matrix of funding and sourcing and thinking about a diversified revenue strategy that is sustainable. And then I would say we go more into major gift work. And there's a couple of reasons for that. When we do have a grant writing course, there's and I think it's a skill. And I got to say, so many people are already writing grants. There are definitely ways to improve success. There are definitely ways to write better grants. And we'll touch on some of that. But the piece that is, I think, most unknown, I think, for people who come is they're like, we need to raise more money. The way to maximize your return on investment is to be doing some major gift work. There's a long lead time for it, but it is really pays off in the long run. So, and it is the piece that's kind of hardest for people to wrap their heads around. So that's, and major gift can range from, 5,000 to 5 million, depending on who you are. But when you know the practicalities and the process and the planning, it will enable you to move in that direction. And that is a huge, to me, there's a huge upside on that part. And it is the part that's kind of hardest for people to get access to training for and to feel comfortable doing. Donna and Linda, would you have any other comments on that?
No, I think the discussions we have around things like building a case for support and how you approach people, and also the relationship building, because it's not just you write a grant to an organization. You should know somebody in the organization. You should have kind of softened them up a little bit before. So I think that part was very useful and effective. I think as effective as you can be these days.
Okay, Linda?
Yeah, I would concur that, there are grant writing courses and, books and that sort of thing, because it is a little more straightforward. Read their priorities, do your budget, fill out the grant, right? It's like okay to do. But for me, going into the museum, it's like, okay, so all these other places are getting like these $10,000 like donations from random people. How do I even start doing that? Right. And so that was the thing, and being an introvert and not really being one who wants to build relationships at the best of times, understanding how one goes through that. And, did we have a practice like pitch? I think we had a couple of practice pitches, so like it's really that uncomfortable feeling of growth occurred on that front. And I think too, like for any organization, especially if you're planning to be around for any length of time, building those relationships and knowing how to do it both time and money efficiently, but also like how to identify who might be a good fit to actually pursue. Just because somebody has a lot of money doesn't mean that they're ever to be a partner. So even if they say things. So anyway, it was good. The practice and the dealing with the people and what they might want was really useful for me.
There's definitely still some synergies with the real estate and relationship building and how long it can take. And so this is great. But I'm also still the uncomfortable introvert despite that. So I got both sides. Thank you.
Steve, did you put your hand up there? Oh, okay. That was a great question. Thank you. Any questions about the return on investment or the cost or how you figure that piece out?
I know we've talked about it many times, but yes, please, Cass, get me over the hump with how to get this.
So it's, it's a really interesting challenge. I mean, so many times I got to tell you, as a consulting firm, we get approached all the time. People saying, we're going to run out of money soon. We need help fundraising, but we don't have any money. So how quickly can you raise us some money? Or can you raise us some money to pay you or can you work on commission, right? Because that's the nature of the scarcity mindset, and where charities, whether they're just starting or whether they're trying to reach the next level, that's just the nature of where we are. It's this like survival mode all the time. And it's not like many have this like big lump of cash that you can put forward. But one of the things that I will preach during the program, if these guys haven't heard it enough already, it's just that it takes investment, and it takes consistent investment, both financial and time wise, to build a fund development program, because it is grounded in relationships and doing good business practice. So if you look at, so just on a practical level, this course is $1,500 a month plus tax. The jobs grant can, even though technically it could cover 60 to 80%, depending on what province you're in and who you are. The last round, the Alberta government capped it at $3,300. So it pays for a third of that. So now you're at $1,000 a month. And I will say, if you were to hire us to do this program, or to help you develop these skills, it would be significantly more expensive than that. The other reality is it costs money to make money. So by investing in this, you're going to advance your ability to raise money. And that's where I start to get on my, what do you call that? On my megaphone, maybe soapbox, that's the word I'm trying to think of, and say, you know what, we have to get used to investing in fundraising. And if you were able to learn with the net cost of $6,000 how to raise 10,000, or even how to raise 6,000 in the short term, it's worth it. I think if you look for, the other thing that I would suggest is, we don't often think as nonprofits about asking our close supporters for support. So I think I've sent both of you the list of potential grant funders as a place to start, who do support capacity building, where we think this course might be eligible. Depends on who you are, what you're looking for, but the idea of talking to people and asking them to help offset your cost is certainly something you can do. Going to different organizations that already support you and asking them to contribute to this is definitely worthwhile. But I know that this is one of the most one of the soundest ways that you can invest to build a strong return on investment. So I have given you a number of, now the other thing is, we gave you a list, there's but even if you do know individuals who are supportive of your organization already, and ask them to consider covering a portion of it, I've given you tons of information on it through the curriculum and so on, and so that can really help you. I think I even wrote you a draft letter in the document that you can use to reach out to people who believe in your work, and ask them if they would consider offsetting it. It's something we don't always feel comfortable doing, but it's kind of like they're giving you a bit of a scholarship or a bursary to do something that's going to really give you the tools to move forward.
So quick question.
Yeah.
So you said like operational good business practice. So in this program, does it kind of help you get through the fact that you haven't done anything? Like people when we say, oh, Camerland, whatever, they say, what have you done? And it's like, we've incorporated. Right. And we started a bank account, and we're like just starting. But although we have personal business backgrounds, like there's no history whatsoever with our company for anybody who to donate any money to it. So I mean, does this kind of like help you get through that piece as well?
I think it will. Donna and Linda, do you have any thoughts on elements that you've experienced so far? Linda?
Well, so that's really the case for support, right? and describing what has happened. I think in your case, just from what I know about your thing, I would probably highlight what other people have done, and what other, you know, those reports that have been done that haven't been acted on and that sort of thing. And so I think it's not dissimilar to a new project of an existing organization, in that, you know, it doesn't exist yet and we need your money in order to like exist, right? Make this thing happen. So I would, and actually that's when, I don't know, it's week 4 or something like that, where you have to do that really kind of uncomfortable, like
Yeah.
the points and so on. And yeah, it was really useful to kind of have to elucidate that in a way that you could speak to someone about it. The other thing I would point out is that part of taking the course and doing this work for the Canberra Museum is that there's like 2 parts. Like, I've learned stuff that I can take elsewhere, but there's also some documents now that I can hand off to the next person, to say, okay, like, it, you know, they can make some use of it. It's not, so it is both specific to the organization, but also useful for you personally. So it's not just like, you know, if you go to somebody and say, you know, please give me money to do this training, it's like that they're training you only. It's actually specific to the organization.
So standard operating procedures kind of come with it a little bit. Yeah.
In kind of a way, yeah, like identifying the top 25 and, you know, those sorts of things. Like, those aren't going to go to your next place. Those are going to be for the organization.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you.
I was impressed, Ryan, too, because I attended one of the sessions that you did, and I was impressed at the energy and the need that you proved. You know, it wasn't that you'd done anything. There's a need and people can use this, and it's going to change how Canmore and the Valley thinks of itself. So, I mean, we have the same problem. We want to do a capital campaign, but people go, well, the way they're doing fine, don't worry about it. But no, we want to push it into a really big transformational aspect. So working on that case for support, and so people can see what difference it's going to make. And Kathy, or Linda, you've done that, I think, really well with the museum. So, and Steve, I'm sure that would fit in with what you do as well. So, yeah, and it's a passion, because I remember that session, and it was the passion that you brought to it made me want to sign up. So, don't diminish that either. It's not just about the numbers; it's about the possibilities.
Thank you.
As a thank you both. And one of the other things I didn't mention earlier that this prompted me to say is, we've got a combination in here of kind of classes where we do some kind of training and go through how this works. And then every other one is meant to be almost a bit of a co-design. So where you can come with questions or cases, and we can talk about it and share experiences and ideas and give feedback, so that there's actually some practical conversations along the way, so that we're kind of co-creating the content based on the needs and specific situations of the people in the group. So there's a good opportunity there too.
Cool.
Okay, well, we're working on it. We're working
Great.
on it. We'll bring this back to the team. And one more question, because a lot of us are on teams and collaborating. Like, for instance, even Donna being here and our connection being Dawn. I know Dawn wants to take the course too. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a few of us. Have you been able to how has it worked sharing the course information with your teams, for the people who are doing the course?
I haven't done it as much as I should, and also with our board too, because that's our fund development team of the board, and that we got funding from the Calgary Foundation to support this. And part of it was that we were sharing the resources and building capacity within the organization. So that's going to be coming in the new year.
And I would say too, the other piece is, because this is designed as a course in professional development, you get out of it what you put in it.
So it's individual still, despite.
I can give you what you need. And, I would say that, I'll just broadly speak that some people have had more time to commit to this than others. And as a result, they're getting more feedback on their work because they're doing it and submitting it, and then I can review it and give feedback. Others just haven't. It just hasn't worked, but they're learning the tools and they're getting information as they go, and they will have all of that to build on when they do have the opportunity to. But and we also recognize that, everybody doesn't have every Tuesday for 6 months available. So that is why we record it and put it up on the site and so on, so that you can catch up. That's totally reasonable. But it has been great. Everybody's the very few classes missed, which I take as a good sign. So that's good too. But it is, it in that way it's self-directed. I'm not it's not up to me to complete your side of it, but there is learning whether or not you have a lot or a little time to put into the to your own personal work on it.
And one final question, what time Tuesdays?
Let me just pull that up. I can't remember.
10 to 11.
Yours is 10 to 11, but I changed this one because they overlap, and I just don't have that at my fingertips. One sec. We're looking at an 11:30 Mountain. So the very first program we leave an hour and a half because it's kind of an introductory one, but otherwise it would be 11:30 to 12:30 on Tuesdays Mountain time.
Okay.
Listen, I'm going to wrap up. I'm so grateful to Linda and Donna for taking the time to be here today. Really demonstrates I'm just very honored, and also they're so committed to philanthropy and to helping others, and I'm very grateful. Thank you so much. Donna, Ryan, and Steve, I hope this was helpful for you, and if you think of any other questions, please don't hesitate to reach out, and I hope you all enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks to you all.
Good to see
Okay.
you.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye.
See you soon.
Right.
Bye, everyone.